What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Oh mama, we got a little bit of problem going on with this 1667. There are a bunch of things that are going on, and I want to show you some of my hypothesis. I haven't looked at it yet. We're going to be looking at it together because this truck, she a little cracked out. All right guys, let's check it out. All right guys, thanks so much for coming back and checking this out. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Today we have a 2016 F350 DRW, and she has 316,000 miles, and that's one of the problems right there. Let's see if we can get it to come back up. Okay, we got coolant additive, we have oil change, and low oil pressure. I'm driving it in and I don't hear any knocking. So we're gonna get this thing in the air, and well, first, before I get in there, I'm gonna show you the codes that we got. All right, here are all the warning messages. I tell you right now, AC is not working. We have low oil pressure. We have that infamous battery light and yellow check engine light on. But now you might ask, well, what is going on? And I'm gonna show you right meow. We have a bunch of warnings on, and what we have here is a P0073 ambient air temp sensor circuit high. We have a 198. Engine oil pressure low. Displaying on the instrument cluster, do we have something going on? And then the next one, we have AC pressure sensor A circuit low. Now you guys remember what I was telling you about with codes that are in the on-demand. On-demand are electrical problems that are going on right now. Well, this very first one, ambient air temp sensor circuit high. You guys know where that sensor is, right? No? Yes? No? That sensor is located in the bottom of this mirror. Guess what? Somebody must have hit something, because they bought a mirror off Amazon that doesn't power fold, nor has the ambient air temperature sensor in the bottom of that mirror. So let's confirm what that sensor is reading. We're going to bring up our AC pressure as well. All these are going to be in the PCM. I mean, it is rolling sweat right now. Woo, mama. All right, we're going to hit the eraser. Let's pull one at a time. AAT, ambient air temp sensor. Uh-oh, negative 40, 4.99. All of these small sensors on the truck, on the engine, all work on something called VREF, vehicle reference voltage. And out of the PCM and sometimes TCM, we have a leg of a power circuit that provides 5-volt reference so that these sensors can work fine-tuning and not with 12 volts. Our sensors are very precise and can't handle a lot of voltage, so they're all made to work on 5 volts. Well, what happens when you disconnect a VREF sensor? If I were to disconnect, let's say an FTP sensor, a fuel tank pressure sensor, that fuel tank pressure sensor is going to go to negative 40 and is going to go to 4.99 volts. That is telling me that that circuit is open because the wiring from the door to the mirror is open. There's no sensor at the bottom of this mirror. We can come over here and confirm there's nothing at the bottom of this mirror. Now let me show you this truck's mirror. All right, right there, ambient air temp sensor. Pay attention. If you guys are buying these podunk mirrors from Amazon or Chinaland, make sure that they have the ambient air temp sensor in there, because if they don't, you are now going to have an all the time illuminated check engine light, and some people don't like looking at the check engine light. So all because of that mirror is now why that check engine light is on. So going back to the other codes we have, which is the engine oil temp sensor A, circuit high. And we have AC pressure sensor A, circuit low. Okay, well, let's look at our AC pressure. Let's see what that is saying. We have AAT, gone, gone, gone. Let's look at the voltage. Let's look at the pressure. We have 0. We have 0. Either that sucker has a broken circuit or this whole system is empty. It is not blowing cold. I can assure you of that. Engine oil temp. Engine oil temperature sensor circuit high. When we went to the 20 plus, we finally got a 3-wire sensor, and I'm sure it's going to be only a matter of time before somebody figures out how we can now display the oil pressure over the gauge, because I think that would be kind of cool. But I guess we could look at our engine oil temp here. Engine oil temp, what is this saying this is? Engine only traction, no, engine oil temp. All right, let's see what engine oil temp's reading. Engine oil temp's reading -40. I think we need to do some inspections coupled with the battery light, coupled with 316,000 miles. I think we need to take a look at something. Let's lift this thing up, let's shut the key off, and let's go downstairs. All right, let's get underneath this dirty truck and let's start doing some inspections. First glimpse, a little better shape than I thought it. It's still really dirty. Okay, we have a little bit of an oil leak. Here is the oil pressure sensor or oil temp. I can't remember exactly which one that is. It looks dry in there though, so that's good. I think that is a temp because the switch is just the 1-wire. Duh. Okay, so that is a temp. That's all right. But the problem we could be having is in this trough, and I don't even see it sitting on the K member right there. That's really good. All right, so we still could have an alternator issue. Where are some bare wires? Right there, I see some bare wires. I need to cut those zip ties. I'll put a link in the description of my battery repair videos. I have always had it be wiring. I've only replaced one alternator on a 6.7 because it wasn't the PCM and it wasn't the wiring, but 99% of the time it has always been the wiring, and I have successfully found it. This is a P0620. Looks like somebody's done the upper pan too. It's not a factory silicone job, and plus that would explain why all this oil residue is all over the place. What does his compressor look like? Compressor look all right? Yeah, compressor looks all right. AC pressure switch, that is up there. I can't really see it. Maybe we can go through the wheel well. Let me lower it down. All right, looking through the wheel well, looking at that harness right there where the wires come out. Looks all right. Let's go over to the other side and see if we can see through the wheel well on this side. I think we're gonna need to do some tear down to see what the dealie is. I don't know, we have an oil leak going on. That is the oil temp sensor. And right now it's saying it's disconnected. Either we have a wiring problem or that sensor is bad. Let me lower this down the rest of the way. Super Duty opening up. Now we have a pretty nasty looking truck. Obviously somebody's driving it but not taking care of it. I don't really have anything to say, but that looks freaking awful. I've seen that multiple times where people use this exhaust glue, or I don't even know what the hell, sealant, to try to prevent leaks, but that is definitely a problem. But what else do we have down in here? Belt looks all right. AC pressure switch, I see it right there. Looks like it's connected. All right, so I think what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to do the pinpoint test for the battery light, and we're gonna have to go from the generator to the PCM, this connector right here, and ohm out the 2 wires that go from point A to point B. Another thing that we could have an issue is there is a fusible link that supplies power to the red wire on the generator, and if that breaks, then we can also have the battery light come on. So we're gonna need to test those 3 circuits. We all know the deal with the mirror. That's a given. So the last thing, well, sort of last thing, dude's gonna need an air filter. So the last thing we're gonna need to do is probably ohm out the wires for the AC pressure switch, the engine oil temperature switch, and pay close attention where those wires are going down, because they go to the trough and they go back along the side of the engine. So if those wires get messed up in that trough, we could be having a potential issue with this kind of concern. But we won't know until we tear into it. So 2016, 316,000 miles on an F350 DRW. If you guys have had an issue with your battery light coming on, or the engine oil pressure, or the engine oil temp, whatever warning lights that you guys have had come on, what was the problem? What was the fix? Did you guys take it to a mom and pop? Did you come to an independent, or did you take it to the dealer? Whatever one you did, let me know in the comments. I appreciate you guys all for watching. Remember to like, comment, sub, share, and I'll catch you guys all next time. See ya.